So
It's not quite Tinder, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You're not going to swipe right to meet your blood donor.
Right. That is right.
Hey, welcome into Carpooling with Ben, folks. You know, as always, we talk about the Rhode Island Blood Center and blood donations, usually around tragedies. And, you know, given what's happening in the world lately over the past couple of weeks, or no matter what, there always seems to be some kind of need to put the call for action out there. Another reason is usually around the summertime, because the summertime is, let's face it, people are on vacation, they're going different places. They may not think about the importance of a blood donation or keeping on that schedule. And it's so important because blood is not just used for emergencies. Blood is also used for everyday therapy and treatment. Nicole joins me from the Rhode Island Blood Center. As always, great to see you, Nicole. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ben. Thank you so much for having me on today.
It's kind of an off the top of my head question. I thought about it a few minutes ago. Is there a number or a quantity of how many different scenarios blood is used for, not just on an emergency basis, but on a therapeutic, like how many diseases that blood therapy is used for, or how many treatments? Is there like a certain number? I imagine it's in the hundreds.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that need just blood to maintain status quo. And so you are looking at people that have bone marrow functioning diseases. That's a large group there. So that's like your anemias. There would be individuals who are receiving cancer treatment. If you have sickle cell anemia and you're going through sickle cell exchanges, that's when we're using multiple units to help replace the blood volume in a patient that's in crisis. So there's definitely individuals that are counting on us every day just so they can have somewhat of a normal life.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, I mean, it's much more than just, you know, there's a major accident or an emergency situation. So, and obviously since the whole pandemic thing, has the red alert for you folks gone off at all during this time? Because it just seems like, you know, everybody obviously was nervous and scared in the beginning, and we're still in those waning. We're still, you know, we still have it in our rearview mirror for the most part. But the donations and everything just taking their time to get back up there. Where are we at as far as a supply status right now in Rhode Island? And I mean, I know you can speak also to a national level.
Yeah, so the blood supply has improved, I would say, but we're not where we need to be yet. And some of that, I think, really has to do with people are back in a somewhat of a sense of normalcy, but we still have a lot of large corporations and large blood drive sponsor groups that don't have their staff fully back to work yet. So we've lost some of those really large corporate blood drives that ran, you know, 4 to 6 times a year, that we're crawling back into those organizations, or we're just starting to run drives again, but hey, we only have half of our workforce back. Or, you know, we have to learn how to manage this hybrid work schedule that people might be doing long-term for various reasons. So sure. That's a challenge. Platelet donation is an ongoing issue. I think for the last 2 years, people have not been able to really do what they want to do. And now the idea of coming to the blood center and spending, you know, 2+ hours with us is not as appealing. And, you know, really people, I think, are struggling sometimes with that time commitment. And so the me's of the industry are trying to say to people like, hey, don't you want to binge watch your favorite Netflix show? Don't you want to like have some time, me time, away from the demands of home and work and read a book, or just not have someone ask you a question? Or if you have flexibility at work, bring your laptop and do some, you know, emails or whatnot in the donor center. Right. We're trying to kind of frame it so that people understand you can still be productive while you're with us.
Now, just short of dropping, like when you're in that seat, just short of like bringing down like a little camera or something, you can't necessarily do a Zoom call while you're donating. Maybe, but you can get a lot of things done, perhaps, or while doing the platelets thing. So that's important. And I love getting notes and messages from you on Facebook because it's either something about our daughter, my daughter, my wife and I, or you're like something I see that you and your family are doing, which is great, or it's a great new technology breakthrough or something fun and exciting over at the Rhode Island Blood Center. So talk to me about what is new and exciting.
Yes. So we just launched this week an application called Thank the Donor.
Okay.
So how this works is, as of Monday, we started putting these adorable green heart tags on all of our red blood cell and platelet units that we are sending out to our hospital customers. And what this tag does is it provides patients, their family, or a loved one who might be with them at the time, the ability to scan a QR code or type in the web address that's on the other side of the tag. And they can now write an appreciation message to their blood donor. Wow. And if they so choose, they can upload a photograph or a short video as well. So we are so excited to be launching this. We think it's going to allow the patients the ability to say thank you that they've never had. And it's going to allow us to put a face with all of these situations you and I talk about, right? Like the cancer patient and the sickle cell patient and the mom that has had a bleeding episode during childbirth. Now, can you imagine, Ben, being in line at Dunkin' Donuts, sitting on your couch, checking your personal email at night, and you see this message of gratitude, this photo of this mom and her kids, and it really hits home how you've impacted your community.
No, that's such a key thing. And I mean, to humanize it, I mean, let's face it, it's literally, you're giving a gift of life. It's a living, it's a living element that you are donating. And all right, for the past however many years you've been doing it, you walk out of the center, the folks at the Rhode Island Blood Center, whether it be the phlebotomists, the assistants, the office staff, whatever, are all awesome. You've got great snacks. You've got all these different elements there, but you walk away and that experience is kind of over until the next 6 weeks or the next time you roll around. But now you're taking it and there could be this human element where it's like, just kind of hits you like, wow, I didn't realize that my hour or 2 hours of being there has impacted not one, not two, but up to 3 lives. I mean, that is amazing. That is simply incredible. And I mean, let's face it, you and I are talking via virtual because this is the face-to-face. This is what helps to put the story together. Now we are telling the stories even more so of the people who are both donating and who are both receiving the donations.
Yes, absolutely. So I wanted to let people know there is a check here, because I think people would be like, oh my goodness, is that just message just being sent right away? And so we do have a checks and balance system in place. So
it's not quite Tinder, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you're not going to swipe right to meet your blood donor.
Right. That is right. So those messages sit in a queue, and then we have a blood center employee that checks over them and just makes sure that there's no personal identifying information that has been submitted. And we have the ability to make slight tweaks and edits if we need to. And then that message gets sent on to the donor. But the key here is that you have to have an active email address on file with us. And if you've unsubscribed to receiving emails from us, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to send this message to you unless you tell us you're okay with us emailing you again. So I just want to throw that out there. If you're a blood donor, you're considering becoming a blood donor, and you get to that, questionnaire, and you look at that email address and you're kind of like, do I want to share that? I know that happens.
Sure.
Yeah, we need to have that in order to send you the appreciation message.
Well, in today's world, in society, we always have to have those checks and balances to prevent the creeps. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're a donor, then, I mean, your creepiness level has obviously declined. So we like to think anyway. But no, that's great. And obviously, that's peace of mind for people because, I mean, there is obviously the various HIPAA laws that you've had to go through and everything. So this is great. But I think the overall message through this, the ability to get some kind of a correspondence, whether it be video or whether it just be a note, I think just makes it so real to the donor and will help encouraging that next donation or talking about it to other people. And you never know, that may bring it up in a conversation with other people and may spur, kind of trigger the person to say, oh, I've never done it. Maybe I should look into this. How do I do that? And if that person does have questions and they're watching this right now, how does a person go about setting up an appointment to donate blood with the Rhode Island Blood Center?
I would say the easiest way is to go on our website, which is ribc.org. Of course, you could always call us as well. So 401-453-8383, and you can make an appointment that way.
And folks, don't forget to put it on the calendar as you're looking over the summer plans. We're in the beginning of June right now, but as you're looking out through the rest of the summer and even into the fall, throw them on the calendar, make the appointment now, because in the long run, you never know when you're going to be on the receiving end. That you may not be at this point, but at some point you may end up, or somebody you may know. So better to have that appointment in the books, on the calendar, on the Google Calendar, or whatever you do there. So greatly appreciated. Nicole, anything else we need to know before we go?
We are kicking off our famous 2-time summer bonus. So if you donate twice between Memorial Day and Labor Day, we will send you a $10 gift card that you can redeem at, I think it's like 200 plus. Amazon's on there, Dunkin's on there, Starbucks on there. And then if you give platelets 4 or more times, we will give you during the same time period, we will give you a $20 electronic gift card. So that's a nice thank you for people who make this a priority over one of our most challenging times of year.
Awesome. Folks, if you want to learn more, just go to the website, follow the links, follow them, subscribe to all the different various social media channels out there. You're going to learn a lot about what happens at the Rhode Island Blood Center and the fine folks over there. And are you hiring over there as well, Nicole? I assume that there are some open positions, because let's face it, everybody is hiring everywhere right now.
Oh, yes, we have quite a few positions open in our laboratory. We also are looking for people to join our collections team. So if you're interested in phlebotomy, definitely get on that website and consider applying for a position. This is a wonderful place to work. I have been here 17 years in 6 different roles, and it's amazing.
She started when she was 7 years old, ladies and gentlemen, still working there today. Nicole, it was great to chat with you. Thank you so much, folks. Go along, follow, subscribe, do all the stuff. You know how to do it. Thank you so much for watching.